What I want to talk about today is actually about your focus and what is it that you're really measuring in your business. Now, I had this client who came for a session and he was a little concerned about the gross margin that he was making in his business. And he was like, Shweta, I keep telling my team members, I keep telling my estimators, my project managers that, guys, we're not making good margins, we need to make more margins, we're losing money here, we're losing money there, but it seems as if I'm the only one who's concerned about the margins. They just get on with whatever they have to do. And it was really fascinating to hear him, because this was not the first time I was hearing, but fascinating that he was focusing on things which he didn't want. So I asked him a simple question. I said, so tell me, David, what exactly are you focusing and measuring in your business? And this is like relatively a new client. So he said, I'm measuring my top line, my revenue, my sales, and I get my management accounts at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, depending on when I ask for it. I'm like, that's interesting. So what are you sitting down and looking at with your team in your weekly meetings? I mean, that's a different conversation altogether when I said weekly meetings. But he was like, not much. I mean, I've got an intuitive sense, Shweta, because I've been in the business for a long time. So I obviously tell them what's happening, what's not happening, and I expect them to act on it. Now, obviously, after a couple of sessions, sitting down, understanding the overall concept, and he is one coachable client, really willing, really keen, has been in the business for a long time, a very successful business. But remember, that doesn't mean the fundamentals are being followed. That doesn't mean that the entire growth has been unlocked or there is sustainability in the business. And that's what you need to think about as I give you an example of this particular client of ours. So I sat down with David, and look, I totally believe in simplicity of things, because it's the complex bit is to simplify things. So we sat down, and after a little bit of working, we came up with this simple sheet. Okay, I don't want you to get lost in the sheet. I've hidden the name of the company for the sake of financial confidentiality. But basically, every job here is being tracked, as in how was it priced, what was the labor, material, and the total margin that was expected, and then what was the actual costing. That's it. Simple monitoring, simple measuring of job by job, what is the margin, what is the gross profit that we are getting, and also what is the variance job by job. Now, as you can imagine, now when David sits down with his team members and showing them estimators and project managers and shows them exactly what has happened job by job, he doesn't have to say much. Because we can start seeing what's going on here. Is it how the project was conducted? Is it how the estimation was done? What really happened? But the interesting bit is, I asked him after a few weeks of actually implementing this, I said, so David, tell me, what is your most important learning for yourself from this activity? And he said, Shweta, my learnings are twofold. And he said, one is that whatever I focus on, I get more of. And the second thing he said was, since the time I've started measuring this, it has become so much easier for me to manage my gross margins and profitability of the business. So once again, what I want to ask you is that what is your top learning from what I've shared with you today? And what exactly are you focusing on in your meetings, in your business, and what are you measuring?